You are protecting yourself from somebody changing their story, that decides to flip the cards around, that decides they're going to come up with a different version. And every day, just like I said, every day that you wait, you give up a little bit more of the truth, and you give up a little bit more of the story because you're allowing someone else time to change it. All live stream stuff, folks, is very, very current. All live stream is usually within the week. My friend wants to avoid insurance after hitting my car. As you know, I used to be an insurance adjuster. I can already tell you pretty much what I'm going to say about this, but let's hear it out. All right, here we go.
Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I have a dilemma. My coworker accidentally backed into my car earlier this week, and she's wanting to not go through insurance and just pay out of pocket so that she doesn't have to have her rates go up. But I'm feeling nervous about that, and I just kind of wanted to talk it out.
As a claims adjuster, there's more information I'd have to find out. So I know people's immediate reaction is, don't do it. Go through the insurance company. But before I decide, I'm going to listen to this. For those who don't know, I was an auto, homeowner, condo, business insurance claims adjuster for 4 years. I had limits. I think my spending limits before I had to have a supervisor was around 50 grand. Okay. And this was in my 20s. So that was probably like 100 grand today. I was pretty good at it, and I really liked the job. So I wouldn't say no right away.
Mm-hmm. How well do you know this coworker?
Pretty well. Like, I've been to her house, and
I'm assuming nobody was in the car. There are no passengers, that this is just simply backed into the vehicle.
I know a bit of her financial situation too, so that's like a layer as well.
Do you guys like each other?
Oh yeah, I like her.
Okay. There's a reason I got an angle, George, but I'm gonna let you walk through this financial.
Let's do some fact finding. How bad is the damage?
So I got 3 different quotes, and they ranged from $1,500 to $3,600.
Whoa,
that's a big range. That's like bumper. That probably could be attributed just to a bumper at that price. That's a big range. Usually insurance will take the middle range if they're overall comfortable with the 3. But I can tell you this is the hard thing that people have to realize with insurance. We look at it as a big deal, okay? We Main Street citizens. In insurance, this is nothing. Like, if I were the claims adjuster, I wouldn't waste an adjuster's time to go out and see this. Remember, you got to think in terms of relative to insurance. We go, oh my goodness, $3,500. I, as an insurance adjuster, though, with a $50,000 limit, and I'm dealing with fires, and I'm dealing with liabilities, yada, yada, okay? $3,500, I'm not even going to send an adjuster out unless there's some reason as to why I really would need to, like such as, I doubt the validity of the estimates. I suspect fraud. And yes, we used to bust people for fraud, and I was good at it. I could sniff that out like Scooby-Doo.
This is a pretty serious situation.
She was in a hurry, huh?
This is not a dent.
Yeah, it's a big dent. Yeah.
Okay. So let's put it on the high end. Let's say it's $3,600. She's saying, I'd rather pay you the $3,600 than go through insurance. Does she have the money to pay for it up front?
No.
Now we have a problem. She doesn't have the money. All right, we're going to let her keep going.
Yeah, so no. So when I came back with those amounts that I got for myself, she said, wow, are they trying to repair the whole car? And I was like, no, it's just for the dent. And then she said, I found someone who would do it for less than
No, I'm not going to let Uncle Ricky Bobby handle this.
Boo, I need to find a boo button. I do not have a boo button. No. We're not going to take it to Big Jim Buck's Bob's on the corner of Main Street in Washington. All right? We ain't doing it. The minute it goes from a professional to, hey, just let my friend or this repair shop down the road, now to me, that's game over.
We're going to go through a professional route.
Yeah, she doesn't get to choose the person.
And she doesn't even have the money to cover the repair.
Well, yeah, so that's like one of the dilemmas is like, because I do know her, I know her financial situation.
Doesn't matter if you know them. And it doesn't matter about the financial situation. People have to understand when it comes to insurance, and I had to deal with this a lot. Okay? My daughter borrowed the car and, she lent it to her boyfriend wrecked it. Now I want to go on my boyfriend's policy. Nope. You let her borrow the car. The stories I could tell you. Oh, people, we won't get into that tonight. Okay. We're going to stick to this call, but the stories I could tell you. All right. How you came to know each other is irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. Even your financial situation to a certain extent is also irrelevant. Okay. Now, if she actually had the money, like here, $3,600, car paid, there was nobody in the car. And we are talking, there's nothing mechanically wrong with the car. It's visual. Okay, I could probably bite on. Okay, pay me $3,600. We will go to the auto body shop together. You will write them cash. Okay, because remember, payments can get kicked back. Don't let them write a check because a check can be kicked back. Okay, it is possible, believe it or not. If there are no injuries, nobody was in the car. That's the big thing to me. If there was so much as a chihuahua in the car, game over, okay? Because somebody can claim injury later, all right? Nobody in the car. It was a parked car, backed into it. It's all cosmetic. It doesn't go towards any engine damage or anything like that, all right? Believe it or not, if they have the cash, it happens more than you think. People simply settle it out of insurance, and that's fine. That's really how come see, come saw, okay? That works, all right? The minute, however, someone does not have the cash and or someone says, hey, I know somebody that will take it to instead, that's game over.
And she's a single mom, and
it doesn't matter. She's a single mom. They eat bread and peanut butter sticks every night for dinner, and it doesn't matter. Got to remember, okay, and this is me having been an insurance adjuster for 4 years, all right? Part of the reason I probably made a good insurance adjuster, just admitting it, okay? I can separate my emotions from my decisions, all right? Not everybody can. Okay, I have a sister. I'm not going to say who she is, but I absolutely love her. She is the emotion person. She can't separate it very well. Okay, I can completely separate them. I think that's probably why I make a good middle school teacher. I don't get wrapped up in the emotions of the students' lives. Okay, I respect it. I honor it. I know what's going on, but I don't take it home, because sometimes people go, how do you not take that home? I just don't. I can't. So insurance is a good insurance policy is black and white. There is little to no gray. That's why it's insurance. Okay. It only gets gray when, usually it's like when there's some sort of investigation that needs to be done and we have to start interpreting policies. It's kind of like the law. Okay. They say the best laws don't require any interpretation. The judge can open the book, look at it like a chart and say, this is how long of your sentence because you did this crime. Of course, there's always going to be some gray area, but for the most part, folks, insurance is really quite black and white. Of course, there are exceptions.
There's a lot of complex things going on in her life, again, because I know her. But I worry that, like, if I did let her go and pay me on the side, like, what if I have to, like, kind of counter for the money or something like that? You know?
No. That's not going to happen because you're not going to go there. This is an area at this point we just not walking that plank. You simply say to her, and like I said, this just ran 2 days ago. I see that you might be struggling at making the payments, and it wouldn't even matter if she's struggling. It's simply, I have made the decision to go through my insurance company. My insurance company may choose to subrogate you later. Subrogation simply being where they go to the guilty party, okay, the at-fault party, and they seek payment. All right. Ramsey talked to you about renter's insurance. Hold on. I'm going to write that down. This is on a lot of people. Renter's insurance. I'm going to make that for a separate chat. Okay. I'm not going to do it tonight. But that's what you do. And you don't make apologies. If you guys ever find yourself, remember, insurance is legal liability. If you find yourself in a legal liability situation, you can invalidate an insurance policy faster than fast by deciding you're going to run things based on your emotion versus based on logic. Okay. I don't care if she's rich, poor, black, white, pink with purple polka dots. It makes absolutely no difference. Okay. Getting involved in someone else's personal life and their emotions and trying to make an insurance decision based off of that, that's only going to hurt you. So you simply say to her, and you can lie. Okay. You can lie. You can say something like, because, sometimes you got to blame things on somebody else in a white lie that doesn't hurt anybody. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I talked to my insurance company and they said that for me to not void my policy, I must go through them. There. That's how you get out of it. That way you're not blaming her. That's what I would tell people, okay? That way you're not blaming her and saying, oh, you don't have the money to pay me, so I'm out, okay? Oh, I know you're kind of broke, and I feel for you, and I'd help you if I could. No. Forget all that. Remember, we're not going based on emotion. So you simply tell her, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I spoke to my insurance company, and they told me that my policy could be canceled because I don't report it. So I have already reported it to them. There you go. Problem solved. Let's see. Oh, I see stuff in the chat. Yes to the reverse mortgage. Oh, Jamie's talking about the last call, the call from yesterday. The house will go to the bank and not our children. Jamie also writes to Alex. Congrats. Keep it up. Alex wrote, thanks, Jamie. Jamie writes, we should create a boo button. Oh, no. Oh, girlfriend, I'm on it. All right. I'm already on it. Epidemic Sound and I, that's a creator studio. Okay. Trust me, I will have a boo button probably next day or two. And is there a time frame for an insurance claim? Yeah, usually there is, but it's insurance to insurance. There's a really simple rule with insurance. Report it as soon as it occurs. Okay. As soon as it occurs. There's another reason people also want to use use insurance, because the other party can't change their story. Because before you know it, it wasn't, oh, you said I backed into your car. No, you backed into me. Or it becomes a he said, she said. Okay. She said that she would do this if I did that. Just go through your insurance company. And that's what you tell them. Just say, I'm sorry, my policy would be considered null and void. They would close out my policy if I didn't go through them. So I've already done it. See, case closed. No asking permission, none of that stuff.
That's not an option.
That's right.
You trying to be nice is going to rain drama on your life.
Yeah.
And that is not worth it for you. Don't take.
That's what it's going to do. It's going to rain drama. The thunderstorm will come out. All right. All of that. Yeah. It's drama you don't need.
On that burden because you want to be a sweet person, which I can tell that you are, because you're calling in, you're toiling over this dilemma. And I just think the long-term implications of what this could be and how it's going to hurt the relationship is going to be worse if you let her go through this weird process.
Weird question, George. Maybe it's not a weird question. Do you have an opinion here or some actual knowledge on if this coworker actually filed with her insurance and said, I backed into my coworker here? It feels like whatever bump in insurance could be less if she has a good driving record. I just wonder if it's, she doesn't. Oh no. Because
she has the person who caused the damage has a bad driving record.
You know what I was thinking?
So she told me, sorry, go ahead.
Well, Kaylee, what I was wondering is it going to be less money out of pocket for her if even with the insurance hit than pay?
But here's the thing. I get George's trying to be a bleeding heart, saying, well, maybe, this is going to hurt, the person that injured your car. Here's the bottom line. It don't matter. It don't matter. Okay. No difference. You can't make insurance decisions based on emotion. You got to make it based on facts, hence the law. When you start letting emotion control how or when and if you're going to file an insurance claim, you are literally losing legal rights with every day that you don't do it. And every day that you don't file a claim, you give the other party a chance to change their story. So I would always tell people, boom, you're in an accident, you stop, you pull over, you contact the police first, you contact your insurance company next. All this hemming and hawing is unnecessary, and all it does is give the other party time to change their story. Why do you think attorneys like to hold off court cases for as long as possible? Time allows people to change their story, and miraculously, their memory seems to go with it.
let's say it's $3,600. Well, let's say the bump was $200. Now that's ongoing for a while until her insurance bumps back down after a clean driving record. But I don't think her terrible driving record has anything to do with you.
Exactly what I said. Don't get yourself wrapped up, family, in the other person, in the guilty person's party. The only exception I might make to that, the only exception, and that depends upon the damage, would be a relative that I really, really loved. You know, if my sister backed into my car, caused some damage, and she goes, sis, because I just love her to pieces, okay? You know, can we work it out? If following Dave Ramsey, do I have the money to pay it off? If I've got the money to pay it off, I'm going to pay it off and say to her, if you ever get a chance, pay me back. That's about the only exception I would make. That's it.
You're just,
not your fault.
Yeah, you've got to protect yourself in the situation, and I don't think that makes you a worse person.
And she doesn't have the money.
Yeah.
So that puts you in so you understand, that puts you in a collection.
$350. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Her premium's $350 a month.
Already.
$4,000 a year for one car.
Yeah.
But that who cares? It don't matter. It don't matter. Not our problem. She should have driven better. Right? There's a reason her premium's $350. My premium's $185, and I have an 800 plus credit score, no accidents, and I'll be getting that probationary period off in about 4 days. Okay. My insurance is a freaking $180 a month, and that's $57 with a perfect driving record because I live in Florida.
Nervous too because she has a side job too, and she has to drive for it, and she's worried that if she has another mark on her record that she might lose that side job.
This caller, Kaylee, Rochester, New York, God love her. Okay, God love her. This is totally irrelevant. Okay. Just like I said, family, don't wrap yourself up in the emotion of the others. Oh, this single mom with 6 kids and, driving her Kia, it just rear-ended me. Not really. Okay. And I just know if I file a claim, it doesn't matter. Your legal rights are your legal rights, and you must protect them. And you have to remember this. Okay, as much as the Sioux society we are, okay, Sioux. Got to remember this, family. You are protecting yourself from somebody changing their story, that decides to flip the cards around, that decides they're going to come up with a different version. And every day, just like I said, every day that you wait, you give up a little bit more of the truth, and you give up a little bit more of the story because you're allowing someone else time to change it. And I will tell you this, having been an insurance adjuster, I don't care who the person is, okay? You get people who look as innocent and pure as the driven snow that will change their story if they believe, okay, that there's gonna be a financial repercussion that they don't wish to afford. People that are innocent as the driven sun and go to church every Sunday and do mass. All right. So just calling it like it is.
There's just a lot of layers here, obviously.
Yes, I understand it's complicated and this is going to affect her life in some way. I still would file a claim through your insurance because it's
all right, folks. We're going to call it a night.